They told you seduction is about looks, about muscles, money, or smooth lines, but that's just noise. Real attraction, it begins long before a single word is spoken. It's in your energy, in the calm you carry, in how you walk into a room without needing to prove a thing. The most powerful men don't chase approval. They bring silence into chaos. They don't try to impress, they create impact. You want to move her? Then don't reach for her body, reach for her mind, stir her soul, be the man she feels in silence. Because true seduction isn't loud, it's invisible. It lives in your stillness, your focus, and the quiet confidence of a man who's mastered himself. Ask yourself, what would happen if you stopped trying to be impressive and started being real? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share might just change the way you understand power, attraction, and yourself. Before you say a single word, your eyes already said everything. Not with desperation, not with lust, but with presence. You see, most men stare too long or look away too quickly. They don't realize that the real power lies not in words, but in stillness. When you've done the inner work, when your mind is focused and your emotions are grounded, your gaze becomes a quiet force, a steady calm that doesn't chase, doesn't flinch, just sees, and she will feel it. Not because you try to seduce her, but because your eyes carry certainty, not hunger. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If your thoughts are strong, your gaze will be too. So I ask you, when you lock eyes with someone, do they see a man trying to impress, or do they see a man who's already whole? In a world addicted to noise, the one who speaks less often speaks loudest. We rush to fill the silence, thinking it makes us look smart, charming, or in control. But the truth is, silence is power. When you speak slowly, with intention and pause, you create a gap. And in that gap, something magical happens. Tension, curiosity, desire. A pause makes people lean in. It makes her listen. Because in that quiet moment, you're not just talking, you're making her feel. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." And when you truly listen, not just to her words, but to her silences, she'll sense it. Most men talk to impress, but the man who pauses makes her remember. A distracted man is forgettable. You can have the looks, the charm, even the words, but if your energy is scattered, you vanish the moment you leave the room. True aura isn't about being loud, it's about being aligned. Aligned with purpose, with calm, with deep focus. A Stoic calls this arete, excellence of character. Not perfection, but discipline, integrity, inner strength earned in silence. When a man walks with direction, not haste, with intensity, not chaos, people feel it. Not because he demands attention, but because his stillness stirs something in others. And women, they sense it even more. She might not know why she looks twice, why your presence lingers. But it's because your energy isn't chasing, it's radiating. Remember this, the world reacts to how you hold yourself when no one's watching. Every man tells her she's beautiful, but beauty, she hears that every day. What she rarely hears is someone asking about the dreams she gave up or the fears she hides behind that perfect smile. You want to stand out? Don't flatter her body, speak to her soul. Be the one who sees past the mask. Ask her, what keeps you awake at night? What did you once believe in that you've stopped believing now? Seneca once wrote, "It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." So don't waste her time with surface-level talk. Give her space to open. Ask the questions no one else dares. When a woman feels seen, truly seen, she remembers. Because in a world full of noise, the man who listens to what's beneath the silence, that's the man who reaches her. She doesn't test you to break you. She tests you to feel the shape of your frame, the edges of your inner world. Every raised voice, every flinch, every emotional outburst tells her one thing: you're not in control. But when you respond with calm, when your words are measured, your breath steady, she feels something rare: safety. Because emotional control is not about being cold, it's about being anchored, rooted in something deeper than impulse. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." And when you embody that truth, it shows in how you move, how you pause, how you choose not to react. Most men crumble when emotions rise, but a stoic man, he becomes the calm in her storm. A man who orbits around a woman always gets pushed away, because energy that chases feels weak, and women can feel that. But the man who rises early, driven by something deeper, who works not for attention, but for a mission, he pulls everything toward him. He's not cold, he's just whole. And wholeness is magnetic. The paradox? The more complete you are without her, the more she wants to be part of your world. You don't seduce her with flowers and compliments. You seduce her by showing her she is not your oxygen. She is your witness, not your source. And that's what makes her lean in. Not because you needed her, but because you didn't. You don't need to be understood. You need to be aligned with your code, your values, your way of being. Most men explain too much. They overshare, overjustify, hoping to be accepted. But mystery isn't built on what you say. It's built on what you don't. It's in the moment you could have texted, but didn't. In the smile you gave without needing a response. In your calm departure, not your dramatic goodbye. Because the truth is, what you hold back is what haunts her. Your restraint is the spark. Your absence after presence, that's the wildfire. Not every story needs a neat ending. Sometimes the most powerful impression is the one left unfinished. So here's the truth. You don't need to touch her. You need to master yourself. You need to face your own fire, your desires, your fears, your silence, and not get burned. Because the man who walks through rejection, discipline, and still keeps his frame intact, that man becomes unforgettable. She might not even understand why she remembers you, why she replays that moment, but it's because you didn't try to control her, you controlled you. Seduction isn't about performance, it's about presence. It's the quiet power of a man who doesn't chase, because he's already found something deeper than her validation. So if this message spoke to something inside you, don't just watch and scroll. Subscribe, because this is the kind of truth we explore here. The quiet power of men who don't follow trends, they become timeless.